Well, hi, everybody. It's Sam Bennett from therealsambennett.com, and welcome to this weekly live. I am so happy to see you here. We're just a minute or two before the quarter hour, so just 30 seconds or so. So I'm going to tap dance for a second while y'all get to where you're going. If you comment from wherever it is you're watching this streaming, I should be able to see you. And of course, if you are in the daily practicum and you're on the Zoom, you can just type into the chat or raise your hand or open your mic and speak. So let's do our breathing, right? You know how that's how I like to start everything. And if you don't care for it, please ignore it. But we're just going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, and we'll do that 3 times. So letting your body be in your body. Letting your breath be in your body. Letting your love be in your body. Letting your energy be in your body. Gather it back from any place it's been wandering. Center into yourself in this moment right now. You ready? Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that felt so delicious. Thank you for doing that with me. Today we are talking about friends and friendship. I came up with the title, so who's your new friend? Because I think a lot of us don't have new friends. We're like, oh, wait, that's right. It's true. I don't have a new friend lately. And my question is, if you do not have new friends lately, what keeps you from it? What's holding you back? What's getting in your way? And you guys are smart, sophisticated, emotionally mature bunch. So I know there's that knee-jerk action of like, oh, I don't have enough time, or I don't really know where to look, or whatever. But go one step deeper. What's really preventing you from making new friends? What's really getting in your way? I can think of a bunch of things that get in my way. Shyness, for one. People don't know this, but I am extremely shy. I know I don't seem like I am, but I am. I'm also extremely fogged up, y'all. It is muggy here. Dalva says, why don't we? I know, right? There's a lot of beautiful people in this world, and why are we not friends with them? Because here's the thing, friends, other people is how everything happens, right? Jobs come to us through other people. Houses come to us through other people. Adopting animals, coming or going, comes to us through other people. Advice, dates, referrals to a good podiatrist. I mean, our community is our best resource in terms of almost anything we want. And I know some of you who have tried entrepreneurship or even those MLM things are like, they're always like, well, ask your friends and family. Here, let me put a little asterisk tip on that. Do not ask your friends and family to buy your stuff. Your friends and family will not buy your stuff. They might want to be nice, but in general, they are not your target market. They don't have the problem that you're solving. I'm pretty sure that most of the people in my family have not read my books, and that's okay. I didn't write it for them, right? I wrote it for you guys. Some of them have, which is lovely. So don't ask your friends and family to buy your stuff, but do ask them if they have friends or family, if they have coworkers, if they have people that they've known that they might refer you to, right? So that's how you want to handle that one. Lisa says, it's not easy to make new friends. That's true. Dawa says, it feels harder as older. I'm quite outgoing and always strike up conversations, but people don't seem to want to continue further. Yeah, and I've been, making a little observation about, I grew up in Chicago where, in the Midwest, people are very friendly. They will smile at you. They will wave at you, even if they don't know you. They will, if you ask them for directions, they will walk with you to, where it is you're trying to find. They're not always very intimate. You're not always going to know what's going on with them inside, but they are super friendly. And I hear rumors that people in the South act super friendly, but also often aren't on the inside. But the surface level hospitality and cordiality is beyond, right? Delicious. Honey, so nice. And now I've been living in the Northeast. I've been living in Connecticut, where people are, frankly, not that friendly. They don't smile at you in the grocery store. They don't start chit-chatty conversations. They don't really even make eye contact, unless, here's what I found out, you need something. In which case, they're like a shot. I have never seen people show up so selflessly, so generously, so immediately, like without even a blink, without a turn of an eyelash. They're like, what do you need? It's beautiful, right? So underneath the surface level, sort of Yankee pulled up, who are you? Barriers, there is a really meaningful community connection, right? And then there's LA, where I also live, where people are generally very nice and friendly, because when you work in a tough business like Hollywood or finance or medicine or any of the other tough businesses in Southern California, niceness is a critical survival skill, and people tend to be very intimate. They will tell you everything about everything. At least people in the entertainment industry, maybe not in the rest of the world. Yeah, there when it matters. Exactly. These nutmeggers, they are there when it matters. Here, I want to hop over to my practicum people. Shirley says, I struggle to even keep up with the friends I already have. Sure, same. And Amy says, outside of common interest group meetings, scheduling time with adult friends is a challenge. Exactly. So, it's funny, I had a comment from a woman I know from church, and I sing in the choir, and I've been on the stewardship committee, and we just had our best year ever. Thank you very much. It's all down to me. And we were talking about me selling my house and moving back to California, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sad that you're moving." She said, "We're just finding out how useful you are." Now, to someone who's the eldest daughter of an eldest daughter, the descriptor of useful is like a Valentine to me. I'm like, really? I've been useful? Thank you. But the other part of me is like, yeah, I've been useful this whole time. It's not my fault. It took you guys forever to ask me to do anything, or show me a way in which I could volunteer, because they weren't very forthcoming about that either. But certainly joining a like-minded group of people is a great way to make friends, especially when you're in a new environment. When my sister first moved to Connecticut, which is why I moved here, because my sister was here, as it happens, my sister is an outstanding tennis player. So she went promptly to the tennis club, got put into one of their, top tier teams, and immediately had 12 best friends who shared a common interest. And it turned out that this particular group of women, of players, are just the best. So she had like instant best friends because of their shared interest, and then the fact that they were all awesome humans together. And they had, and this is what some of you are alluding to, a regular meeting time and something to do together, something to work towards together. And those two things, regularity and a common cause, a common interest or a common goal, are two incredibly powerful ways to build friendship, right? And if you can't find a like-minded group, you could start one. There's a thing called Meetup that you can just go on and see if there's groups you're interested in, but you can also start your own Meetup group. And it could be around anything, let's talk about the latest summer novel. Let's discuss our travels. Let's knit and sew together. Let's have a little crafty club, whatever it is you like to do that you would like to do more of. Let's have a walking club. I remember reading an article in the Carpinteria paper when I lived in this little tiny beach town about these three women who had been walking together, I think it's 3 times a week. I don't think it was every day, but it was a lot. It was like 2 or 3 times a week. And for 40 years, they've been walking together. Can you imagine what they've seen each other through? Beautiful, right? That's beautiful friendship. So it really helps to have a routine. And whatever the routine is that works for you. I have a friend that I met in 1984 at UC Santa Cruz, my freshman year of college. She was a transfer student from the UK. And we were joking. In February rolled around, 85, and she was sure that we were pulling her leg when she heard about Groundhog Day. She was like, that is not a thing. You're trying to trick the British girl. That's not nice. And we're like, no, it's totally a thing. They hold up the groundhog the whole thing. So every year at Groundhog Day, I'll like send her a little email, not every year, but mostly I'll send her a little email or a little, hi, how are you? Because she's not really on social media. So, and she lives in England. So even just once a year check-in, like just sort of keeps our relationship and our friendship alive. I have other friends who love to host parties. So, gosh, for almost 20 years, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Thanksgiving, all at their house. There you go. Even if we didn't see each other all fall and winter, we were together enough in the summer that we're close friends. I have another group of friends that we used to watch the Emmys, the Oscars, and the Tonys together. Right. So there was a month where we would like see a lot of each other, or 2 months maybe. Certainly the people I see every Sunday, when I go to worship have deepened our relationships. And the daily practicum. I know you guys hear me talk about this, but there's a group of people who meet every weekday from 9 to 9:15 Pacific or 12 to 12:15 Eastern. And they get together, wave at each other, and then spend 15 minutes working on something that matters to them. And by gosh, if these people haven't made friends, like they're in each other's lives now in a way that's really beautiful, right? So thumbs up to you guys in practicum. And if you are interested in practicum, you can go to therealsambennett.com/practicum, and it will take you there. Oh, I used to have a banner that said that, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, it's therealsambennett.com/practicum, PRACTICUM. You'll see it there. And it's really inexpensive. The thing I think maybe matters most in friendship is showing up. Go to the memorial service. Go to the party. Go to the book signing. Go to the reunion if you're into that. Right? That was his relationships deepened through walking. Absolutely. We love to talk and walk. It's easier for us to communicate sometimes when we're parallel rather than face to face. I've heard it said that men particularly prefer to have conversations this way. That's why they like to drive or be fishing or walking or something. So they can be talking, but not actually have to make eye contact. And that women prefer to be face to face, prefer eye contact. But I don't think that's true of everybody. I think for a lot of us, it's easier to talk in parallel. Just one of my closest friends is one of my closest friends because when I was going through kind of a tough time, she just showed up. She was like, hi, I'm here to help you. You said you were having, trouble getting through the laundry. I'm here to help you do your laundry. I'm like, what? Hi, I was in the neighborhood. I'm bringing you a burrito. I'm sorry, what? I was talking about a thing I was going to go to. I was meeting with this person and I was kind of apprehensive about it. And she's like, do you want me to go with you? Yes, that would be amazing. Totally redefined my understanding of what friendship could be. It never occurred to me to put myself forward in that way, but it felt amazing to have her show up for me in this way, right? Here's something I learned from my friend Shasta Nelson. Some of you may know Shasta. She is a friendship expert. She's written books on friendship. And this one little piece of hair is making me crazy. I should just turn off my own camera so I don't see myself. What a kind friend. Yes, she's an incredibly kind friend. She's an incredibly kind person. But here's what I learned from Shasta. So she's, like I said, Shasta Nelson is her name, and she's written a bunch of books on friendship that are fascinating. And one of the things she taught me, this has really helped me, is that if you're part of a group of friends and you leave, like you move or you quit that job or whatever, it is your responsibility to stay in touch. It's your job. So if you're like, oh, I quit that job and now they don't invite me to lunch anymore, right? Because you're not there. So you want to have lunch, you got to invite. You got to say, hey, can I join you guys? Hey, why don't you come over and meet me here? Hey, come over to my house. Like, you know, and some relationships are really only circumstantial. They're not meant to survive outside of, you know, the place they were created. You know, work friends don't often make great outside of work friends. And that's okay. They don't need to. But some do. Some do, right? So I'm curious, what do you need that some friends might be able to help you with? And could you bring yourself to make that request of them? If you knew they'd say yes, if you knew you would get just what you wanted and needed, what would you ask somebody for? Would you ask for somebody to come over and have tea with you or go out for a drink? Would you ask for them to come help you clean out your basement? Would you ask if you could go over and help them garden? Would you ask if they know of a good used car for sale? Like, what would you ask? And what's keeping you from doing that right now? Right? What's keeping it? What feels too risky about it? And is it in fact risky? Like when you sort of think about it for a second, do you start to go, oh, wait, maybe I could do that? Amy says, practicum has been a delight now that I work a day job from home. I run errands with one of my friends versus having dinner or drinks. I have a friend I used to go to Costco with because it was just her husband and their very young child, and me, and I was married at the time. So like, you know, neither of us needed 6 cans of black beans, but we go together and we'd each take 3. And I was like, that was perfect. And it gave us time to like visit and hang out. Amy says, I have a friend who was a best friend growing up. We hadn't seen each other in decades, but kept in sporadic touch through email and texting. Last week, I had an errand in our hometown and arranged to meet her for coffee. It was like we hadn't been apart at all, and so nourishing for us both to be together. I just had that too. Probably my friend of longest duration, right? So I've been friends with her the longest I think I've been with anybody. And we often go 1, 2, 5, 6 years without talking. It happens all the time, I think. And we had sort of reached out to each other around the holidays and hadn't quite connected. And but then we finally got on the phone the other day and we talked literally for 2 hours. Same, right? It was like no time had passed at all. And we were joking about, this is the nice thing about having been friends for 750 years, is you can skip a couple of years and it's not that big a deal. So it was really wonderful to be with her. Kamala says, friends for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That's right. This is the other thing I learned from Shasta, is that we replace, I think this is the right number, we replace 50% of our close friends every 7 years. And that is just a natural cycle of friendship. Like that's not a bad thing and it's not a criticism. And when I found out that statistic, it calmed me down a lot, because I often, you know, like a lot of weird kids who didn't have a lot of friends growing up, I sometimes act like, you know, this friend is the only friend I'll ever have. And to realize like, no, it's okay. Friends moving in and out of your circle, of your cycle, is totally natural and normal. And some people cycle away and then cycle back. And what I really want to know, again, on my long list of questions for God, what is with the people who like we're not that close to, but we see them all the time? What is up with that? Like, like, I don't really know this person that well, and yet there they were, you know, at the airport. There they were. I'd like run into them constantly. So funny. Tammy says, I just asked for friends to help me move, a big step for me, but they keep offering to, so okay, help me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that always goes better when you have something specific, you know, like, please box these up, try to keep them alphabetical, and please label them on at least 2 sides of the box. You know, the more specific you can be about exactly what kind of help you want, the more successful this is probably going to be for everybody, right? Heidi says, oh, buffering. Are you guys seeing that too? Is my new Wi-Fi not working well? I will tell you that my computer's about to run out of juice, which is really annoying because I had it fully charged up. What does it mean when your MacBook is losing charge all the time? It means it's time for a new MacBook. Heidi says, good to know. It's hard when they cycle out. It can be. And if you genuinely miss them, you know, reach out. And it's so fun with social media now. You could just like send them a cute little cat video or something. And remember, you know, the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. Right? If you want to stay in touch, stay in touch. If you don't. It's okay. You're beautiful. You are a wonderful person and a great friend. People love you. You should let them. People love you. You should let them love you. How many of you are guilty of like, no, get that love away from me. No, get that offer of help away from me. No, I'm fine. How are you? Fine. Can I help you? No. Let me come over. No. Anybody? And it's not like needing help or accepting help means you couldn't do it without help. It means it's better with 2 or 3 or 10. And when you give people an opportunity to help, you are blessing them, right? In, I think, all of the churches I've ever attended, they've always had some kind of homeless initiative. In LA, we'd go down to Tijuana to do home builds there. Here in Connecticut, the church goes different places. And that's an amazing opportunity, right? For the kids and adults to work together, building houses, and having that experience of working hard and giving back. It's beautiful. Tammy, I'm excited that you're moving. I'm curious about your new place. Heidi says, oh, it's good now. Okay, good. Lisa says, all fine at my end, no buffering. Okay, good. That's good to know because I just went around and around trying to solve my Wi-Fi problems. Good. What else is coming up for you guys? Oh, well, I will say this while you're thinking about questions. One great way to make friends is to meet them on retreat, right? And Amy and I are putting together Barefoot Perfect Barbados. Barefoot Perfect Barbados. Oh, can you stand it? So if you go to barefootperfect.com, and that's the whole URL, barefootperfect.com, all one word, you will see all the info about the trip. And there's just a place for you to apply. And even on the application, there's a place to say, I'm just dreaming. I don't really want to come, you know, don't bother me. And we won't, right? Because honestly, answering the questions in the application is kind of interesting. It gives you a little moment to reflect on where you're at. It's kind of valuable. And of course, if you actually would like to come, we would actually love to talk to you about that. So, and again, we've had people who come on every single retreat with us. 100% of the people on our retreats say they would recommend a friend to come, which is like the highest possible praise, I think. And we've had lifelong friendships, absolutely, get made and blossom in those Barefoot Perfect retreats. There's something about being together in a different place and without your spouse and family and the mishigas of your life and really being able to connect on a deep, intimate level. And the friends I've made in Mastermind are sometimes my best friends because they, like I said, they don't care who I'm married to. They don't care what I look like or what I weigh or what my business is. All they want for me is what I tell them I want for myself. They're not attached to any of the circumstances of my life. And I feel the same way about them. I don't care if they, do one thing or don't do another. I care about what they tell me they care about. And I am happy to be in their lives, helping them hold that vision for writing a book or getting healthier or moving or whatever it is. We tend to think about friendships as being a little transactional, right? I invite you, you invite me, I do for you, you do for me. And that's not incorrect. I mean, they are, but they are also an ecosystem, right? This is what I was talking about before. Everything comes to us through friends, through acquaintances, through our community, through other people. And, my relationship with this person may not be so great or so reciprocal, but when I put it in the constellation of all my relationships, it's still very valuable. So, are you scorekeeping in your friendships? Do you want to drop it? Are you hanging out with people that you know are not positive influences on you? They're not growing you. They're not aligned with your dreams and desires for yourself. They don't want for themselves or for you what you want. Sometimes, in order to make new friends, you've got an exit. You've got to exit. And I never had the experience where I had to make a big declaration about that. Like, I just usually just find a way to sort of slowly tiptoe back out of the room, right? Don't wake up the baby. So that's my experience. Oh, now it looks like I am buffering on my own end. Weird. Good. Anything anybody else wants to say or share or any observations about the whole friendship thing? And I really encourage you to reach out to someone today that you love, someone that you're close to, someone that you're not close to, someone that you would like to be closer to. Like, how could you grow your relationship with them? And now what is, oh, and now my screen has gone dark. And